What's going on, everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan, anime lover and gamer guy here, and we're here to talk about Shokugeki no Soma, which is Food Wars, the manga series review. Now, I waited a week to see if they was going to do like a proper epilogue. However, it was officially ended June 17th, so here I am with the review. Now, before I start talking about if the series is bad, let's just kind of like sum up what the anime is all about. Now, the series followed the protagonist of Soma. He's pretty much a diner chef at his dad's restaurant. Now, his dad, out of the blue, leave, and his shop was pretty much closed, which was the diner. Now, when the series picked up, we got to see that someone put his skills to the test, because before that even happened, the place was trying to be bought out, and they pretty much ransacked the place so that they wouldn't have anything to sell. But the little scraps he did, he put on a phenomenal gourmet dish that pretty much not only hit the taste buds of the people that were trying to like buy out the restaurant, but it hit spots to where the clothes strip off the people that he was convincing that he could still cook a good dish. And that's pretty much how the series is. The series folk around these like food battles in which you wager something that's at that caliber for you to battle another high chef when you're talking about the academy. Now, again, main protagonist Soma, it's him trying to become the best chef. So when you see the series, he pretty much gave his all in all statement to say that, hey, look, I'm going to be the best chef and I'm going to run through all of you people, which was kind of like cocky as hell, but nevertheless, it was entertaining. So, and all of that, you see him going against like great chefs and hitting to the point to where he started going against the Elite 10. Over and all, that's how the series can go on for that. Now, I'm not going to go here to talk about every little step and everything like that. We're here for a review. Now, with this review, was the series good? The series was good, not great. And reason I'm putting that good on there is because the series started off amazing. I'm not even gonna kid you. When they talked about a chef kind of like cooking anime, I was like, it could be like that. So, when I seen that the anime started, I'm like, okay, so let me jump into the manga. Got into the manga, started reading up, and been following it, and yeah, started off pretty swell. Now, after I want to say after the second arc, in which after he defeat him and God Tongue defeated the first two elite chairs, and Soma became the first chair, is when the series kind of like took a dive down. And just to kind of like sum that up a bit, because I definitely want to talk about what things that could have made the series great. Now, I don't think that they should have gave Soma the first seat after defeating the first two, because it was more like a tag battle. And to me, I still think as individually, he should have been able to still prove his self-worth. I don't think he should have had that first spot. I don't think that God Tongue should have became the headmaster of the academy. I think the old guy should have still stepped back in, and that God Tongue ended up like number 1, Soma ended up like number 3. Or something, and have somebody like number 2 that he didn't even hit in the battle to kind of like overcome, and then reach God Tongue to hit that number 1 spot. But that's not the route they went. They gave him the first spot, and everybody, of course, like that you seen him face before, ended up in the draw and everything. They all had their spots. Now, in the course of this, the last arc, which was like, I guess you could say like underground chefs, pretty much came to a rise, and you got to see some interesting characters, some interesting things happening. But to me, the arc was just lackluster, because at that point it was no more about cooking skills. It was about having the best cooking equipment, in which signature equipment that chefs had in which I guess gave Soma like brother in a way an edge over people in cooking. And then when Soma finally faced him, he just wiped the floor with him, and then he ended up being the god tier, and then he ended up being announced like the #1 upcoming chef, but he still have something to prove, in which that ended the manga. Now, to me, that's like the worst like kind of thing they could have did, is like leave it at that. We didn't even get a proper send off of like of him like trying to go a different route than his father went. Is he back at the restaurant cooking? You really don't get that. You just got like, hey, it's still things I gotta do, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, well, does he travel the world? Does he learn new things? I mean, with being a top chef, you definitely have to, be more innovative. And his father, one of the things that made him awesome is that he traveled the world, he learned new things. But for him to get beat by his apprentice, who basically ran the cooking underworld, and then for someone to beat him, who pretty much learned cooking from his father, but didn't learn all of the techniques, but went to this academy to hone his skills, which the academy does help, but he doesn't know much about the world. I just wasn't satisfied with that ending, and that's pretty much why I said this series is like good. Now, some of the great things about the series is that, one, it was very unique to see a cooking anime and then having like some type of like shogun, like chefs going all out to cook against each other, was definitely reminding me of like a Iron Chef anime kind of thing. And then when they went to taste it, it's pretty much like you got your food porn going on, because you had the food orgasms going on, clothes being torn off for how good the food is, people going into details of how great the food is. It is crazy. That was like my thing about it, is like, yo, that is pretty much good. I never seen that before. And you got your first arc, which Soma didn't intentionally win the little tournament that they had, but he was one of the top contenders. That was satisfying because he didn't need to win. If he just pretty much won everything that he was going to do, then the series would be boring. Now, in the second arc, yes, he won, but it was to help what got here. He made a side dish and she made a main dish. Not only blew his out the way, but it blew everybody out the way. Still had something to prove, but then they gave him the top seat. He pretty much lost to his brother, which his brother made it the same dish, just spiced it up a little bit. And then, in the tournament, he beat his brother, beat God's Tongue, and boom, he still has something to prove, in which that's how the series went. Now, again, series was good, not the greatest. It could have had a better ending. It could have had a last going away arc that could have been phenomenal, but they didn't. I kind of felt like it was rushed, and it wasn't like, I don't think they had a team to really, clarify like, hey, yo, this arc could be something. They could have had something different. I just feel like with these like mangas ending, anime ending, that they not doing, a great send off, and it's starting to show like, and it started with first Bleach, Fairy Tail, and then it just goes on to you just seeing it a lot more happening. The one thing that can kill a series is the way that you do the last arc and the send off. If you don't have those particular things, the anime would just be okay or good. And the creativity and ideas that they have in the first two arcs and the intro to the series is what's saving this from being, just an okay anime. It's good, but it's not. It's good, but it's not great. So overall, if I have to give a rating like a 1 out of 10, or like 1 to 10 or something like that, I will probably give it like 7.5, just because of the last arc and how the epilogue went. And that definitely weighs heavy in my opinion. Character development was nice, ideas was there, the creativity there. I just believe that with everything that sums it up, this is not the way to go, honestly. But overall, I still think I had a well good experience reading it, being part of the community that loved the whole food wars idea. Soma was an awesome protagonist in my opinion, and a very unique one at that. So yeah, it gets some praise for the things that they did good in. But I just want to thank you guys for definitely tuning in. I will be posting a Dororo review, and I will be posting the episode for Demon Slayer review, and that will be posted tomorrow. All right. So again, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye.